Faculty, staff, and student unions in Ontario are reacting to proposed changes to the post-secondary education system.
The largest beef recall in history gets even bigger, and Rush is nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Humber News starts now.
Hello, it's October 4th. Welcome to Humber News, coming to you from the Broadcast Center here at the North Campus. I'm Tashay Houghton. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm William Key. Ahead on our show, we have your news, sports, and entertainment highlights, as well as your 5-day weather forecast. But first, Tashay has our top story.
The search for sexual assault suspect Wayne Allen Cunningham could very well be over. Ontario police say they believe they found Cunningham's body in Long Lac, Ontario. Cunningham was wanted in connection with the kidnapping, chaining, and sexual assault of 16-year-old boy in Nova Scotia. The other suspect, David James LeBlanc, has already been arrested.
Faculty, staff, and student unions in Ontario say the provincial government is attacking post-secondary education. The government released a paper earlier this year suggesting radical changes for colleges and universities. Unions representing both employees and students say decisions on how schools should run should not be up to the government. Jeanette Liu has the story.
More full-time teachers, less online classes, and a freeze on tuition are just some of the demands that some of Ontario's students say they want met.
The upfront cost of education is truly the biggest barrier to accessing post-secondary education, and so we would really like to see action on tuition fees.
But four of the province's largest unions representing post-secondary staff, faculty, and students say if it's up to the government, it's just not going to happen. The organizations met this week to respond to a paper released by the government on how to improve and transform higher education. They say the decision on how schools run should be up to students and academics and not up to the politicians.
And what we have seen of the report back is the points that we were making, if they were outside of the agenda of what the minister had, what he wanted answers to, they weren't included in that report back.
Who decides what the students are going to learn? At the post-secondary level, the real value in the colleges is the faculty. They're the ones that the students come to learn from because they got the expertise in the field that they're actually teaching. We're finding more and more the college's employer, the manager, are interfering with the teaching process.
Published in June, the paper lists options on how to improve the education system, offering solutions like more online classes and possible online institutions that grant degrees. Humber's Associate Vice President of Planning and Development says while parts of the paper are worth supporting, going fully online is not an option and students at the college will always have a choice.
But we'll always have the options, face-to-face, a hybrid between face-to-face and online. So we'll offer all three. Students will have the choice of which one they would prefer.
The four organizations say that the government's policy is not meant to help strengthen the education system, but is an attack on it, and they will continue to hold meetings until they are included in the conversation. Reporting from Queen's Park, Jeanette Liu, Humber News.
Ontario's 24 colleges have responded to the province's discussion paper by uniting in a push to offer 3-year degree programs. In a news release today, the colleges requested that diploma programs be converted to degree programs should they meet the requirements. Their research says employers in Canada place a higher value on a degree compared to diplomas and certificates. Colleges have also asked for the authority to rename 4-year degrees as honor programs.
Canada's most prominent universities have dropped in international rank, according to Times Higher Education World University Rankings list. 6 of Canada's top-ranked schools descended significantly on the list, most influential universities worldwide. The University of Toronto fell from 18 to 21, losing its place as the only Canadian university among the top 20 spots. University of British Columbia sits at 30, McGill at 34, and the University of Montreal at 84. U.S. and U.K. universities top the charts, with South Korea and China making significant strides from last year.
Canada's largest ever beef recall has been expanded yet again. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has added nearly 200 more products to its list of foods to avoid. The 22-page list can be found on the agency's website. The recall is of products from the XL Foods in Alberta.
A 4-alarm blaze has left an abandoned row house near Jarvis and Dundas smoldering. Fire crews were alerted to the blaze around 4:20 this morning. Neighboring buildings were evacuated and 2 cats were resuscitated by firefighters on scene. The fire department has said residents in the area who smell smoke should keep their windows closed.
From Lady Gaga's call out for women to embrace their bodies to the recent criticism over a CBS anchor's weight, women in the public eye continue to be judged on their physical appearance. Kristen Andrews has the details.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. In our society, being fit can be just as much of an asset as our skills, especially for women. Humber's Career Center manager says women in the media feel the glare of the spotlight the most.
Definitely a bias towards women in the media, that you have to look a certain way, and if you don't, you probably will get overlooked for certain positions.
Some see the criticism as a way to address looks versus capabilities.
I think that it's actually a good thing. It shows that no matter how you look, you can be very successful and very professional. So no, I do not think it should affect anything.
I just expect them to be able to look how they want to look, how they feel. Honestly, people have their own individual look, and you shouldn't be judged on how you look, because that's you being yourself.
Body image awareness has been a topic of discussion for a while now, and despite efforts being made, women in the public eye are still being judged on their physical appearance rather than their skill set. Kristen Andrews, Humber News.
When we come back, we'll have more news from across the country and around the world. Elton Hobson will have the sports news, and we'll have your weather forecast with Sarah Ricks.
It was nice while it lasted, but some rain and single-digit lows are on the way. The 5-day weather forecast is up next.